there's a 6 cruise ship day, but I'd like everyone not to panic when we say 6 cruise ships. We have a pier. We have 2 piers at Port Zante that can take 4 ships, and there are also 2 ships that usually tender. They're quite small. They're more like yachts, and they will tender in the marina. Yes, we're in COVID, but I believe all of us are a team, and we're achieving great things for the destination.
According to Ms. Brown, a similar process was done in 2016 with the berthing of 7 ships in one day, which saw a few tendering offshore. She also gave an update on the statistics relating to cruise over the past months.
If we take a quick look, we can see that we basically had up to yesterday 30,052 persons arrive to the destination. If we looked at 5 months in 2019, it was probably close to 150,000. So yes, cruise is returning.
Chief Executive Officer of the St. Kitts Tourism Authority, Raquel Brown. Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris spent the early hours of Wednesday visiting several institutions and business entities within his constituency. This activity formed part of the Prime Minister's celebrations in recognition of his 28th anniversary as a parliamentarian, as well as the parliamentary representative for St. Christopher 7.
We have come to give back, and we have identified a number of institutions, health center, the Grange, and other institutions that we think we can provide some semblance of assistance, some token to show our appreciation of the usefulness of these entities in the community. Clearly, the hospital is serving a very good purpose, and we want that purpose to continue to be driven with love and with caring. And so I come on behalf of the constituency and all who use the facility to say thank you to the nurses, to the doctors for their support.
At the Molyneux Health Center, the Prime Minister thanked the nurses on duty for their dedication to service, particularly as it relates to the success of the Federation's COVID-19 vaccination program.
This year, of course, is particularly significant because, as you know, we have been fighting the COVID-19 pandemic. And without the hard work of you, the nurses, we will not have achieved the record that we have achieved so far, which has been cited by PAHO. We were the first country in the sub-region to have at least 40% of its entire population fully vaccinated. Awesome. As we stand now, we are 79.7% of all adults in the Federation vaccinated.
The constituency 7 parliamentary representative also paid visits to several small business establishments within the community, including Stone Deals, the garage of Peter Pennyfeather, Freight's Bakery, Inner City Tires, and The Grange. As part of the tour, Dr. Harris presented care packages to each entity he visited. These included Pampers, sanitation wipes, packs of toilet paper, and an assortment of toiletries to the hospital and health center, and masks and hand sanitizers to the small businesses for use by staff and patrons. Dr. Harris is expected to continue his institutional tour on Thursday, November 25th. Among the institutions scheduled to be visited are the Tabernacle Daycare Center, the forensic lab located on the premises of the Tabernacle Police Station, the Sylvia Garnett Primary Healthcare Facility, and the Tabernacle Agricultural Outreach Center. Dr. Harris has been the parliamentary representative for constituency number 7 since November 29, 1993. After the break, Nevlec acquires new Watsila generator, and Traffic Department expresses concern over growing number of unlicensed drivers. Stay with us.
Open up, this at the time of the year. Flow come for spread the Christmas cheer. To everybody whether far or near. Flow make a Christmas sparkle around here.
Did you hear that? Is it Santa?
Celebrate Christmas with double data and a free ZTE A5 when you add your mobile to your home internet. Plus, enjoy the best mobile rates on the best network as low as $80 per line for 4 lines. Visit discoverflow.co for more details. Conditions apply.
Christmas at a sparkle, you know? Make it happen with Flow.
Paint it, style it, improve it. Your walls, paint it. Your rooms, style it. Your home, improve it with huge savings at the Hoxford's Building and Nevis Center's Paint It, Style It, Improve It sales event. Come to Hoxford's Building and Nevis Center now and get savings of 25% off all paints, plus deals and discounts store-wide on home improvement items. Paint it with 25% off all paints. Style it and improve it with other deals and discounts store-wide. It's your home, so paint it, style it, and improve it at the Hoxford's Building and Nevis Center. Paint it, style it, improve it sales event. 25% off all paints and more. Come now, save big, and simply paint it, style it, and improve it. Event starts now and ends December 31st, 2021. Terms and conditions apply. See stores for details.
I want it all. Your vehicle insurance should never break your bank. With Beacon, you can get up to 35% off your fully comprehensive car insurance and still get full protection from unexpected damages with free loss of use, windscreen cover, and special perils. When it comes to your insurance, always be sure you settle for more. Call Kane Agencies at 869-465-3333 or log on to beacon.co.tt and get a quote today.
Welcome back. The Nevis Electricity Company Limited, NEVLEC, has procured a new Watt-solar generator, and it is expected to result in savings for the company and its customers. Earl Springett, Generation Manager at NEVLEC, told the Department of Information on Nevis that the addition of a third Watt-solar unit is part of a process which began in 2000. He said, quote, "With the addition of this unit, that amount of cost that we have for operating will be significantly reduced, and I think that will also pass on to the customer as a reduction in their fuel bill." According to him, the cost of the generator and all its auxiliary systems is about US $6.3 million and is a 3.8 megawatt unit which is being housed at the power station at Prospect. The Traffic Department of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force is voicing concern about the growing number of persons who are being taken before the court for driving without a valid driver's license. Appearing on radio show On the Road on Wednesday, Sergeant Elvin Brown of the Traffic Department said unlicensed drivers should be a cause for concern for everyone, as they are putting themselves and other road users at risk. He outlined what the law says about persons who drive without a license.
And if any person acts in contravention of this provisions of this section, he or she commits an offense and shall, on summary conviction, be liable to a fine not exceeding $1,000. Okay, so the law takes this very serious. And it goes on to say, provided that any person found driving in contravention of this section commits an offense and may be arrested forthwith. I repeat that. Arrested forthwith without a warrant and shall, on summary conviction, be liable to a fine not exceeding $2,000.
He also explained the penalties that are involved for persons driving without insurance.
If you are taken before the court for driving without a driver's license and not being covered, you risk your standard chance of having your driver's license, or you stand the chance of being disqualified from obtaining a driver's license for a period of 12 months. And you shall, upon conviction, be fined a fine not exceeding $1,500, or you risk going to prison for a term not exceeding 3 months, or you might have to pay both the fine and still serve the prison time.
He said the law also speaks to citizens of OECS member states who are holders of licenses in those countries.
I refer to Section 26, subsection 5 of the Vehicles and Road Traffic Act, and it states that notwithstanding subsection 1, which I would have earlier read, as citizens of an OECS member states who hold a driver's license issued in any other OECS member state shall, while such license remains valid and unexpired, be exempted from any requirements to hold a driver's license issued under the Act to Drive in St. Christopher and Nevis.
On the Road airs every Wednesday morning on the morning show on ZIZ Radio. The Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Marine Resources, in collaboration with the Caribbean Agricultural Research and Development Institute, CADI, has received more than 5,000 pounds of roots and tubers from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. This shipment included 3,000 pounds of dasheen, 3,000 pounds of eddos, and 600 pounds of tanya. These roots and tubers will be distributed to farmers at the FI's Outreach Center in Newton Ground as part of the ministry's efforts to improve the quality and quantity of food production in St. Kitts and Nevis. An additional shipment of tubers is expected to arrive shortly. As part of activities to mark their 60th anniversary, the George Moody Stewart School held a Career Day on Tuesday. Career Day forms part of what's being dubbed Spirit Week, and according to principal of George Moody Stewart School, Anthony Wiltshire, it is intended to lift the children's spirits as the nation responds to the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic.
This was conceptualized last year because of the impact of the pandemic. So it more or less a lift to the children, being not unable to participate in sports and other physical activities. This week give them a lift where they can be different on the various days.
The students were encouraged to dress up in their favorite profession, while visiting organizations were showcased at various booths. Among them was Dwayne Strawn, manager at Air Ambulance Service Master Assist.
Some of the careers that we were able to talk about that's available in the air ambulance industry would be, of course, we had a number of kids who wanted to be pilots. We had a lot of doctors and some nurses, etc. So we were able to explain to them what the pilot does, the difference, in terms of air ambulance pilot, and what emergency a flight medic does, and what a flight surgeon would do. So there were some questions pertaining to that they were able to get some information as well.
The theme for the school's 60th anniversary is Cheers to 60, Celebrate Our History. Coming up in regional news, Jamaica bauxite mining widens job prospects. The details when we come back.
Bigger, better, blowout, Black Friday weekend sale. Bigger savings, better deals, blowout discounts at Horseman's Building Centers. 25% off store-wide this weekend from November 25th to 27th at Horseman's Building Centers on St. Kitts and Nevis. 25% off store-wide on all discountable items. Bigger savings, better deals, blowout discounts at the Horseman's Building Centers. Bigger, better Black Friday blowout 3-day weekend sale. This Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Terms and conditions apply. See store for details.
There is no better time to discover what your National Bank Visa debit or black cards can do.
Mimi, what's that song?
It can get you out of a pickle. Using my National Bank Visa card is fast, secure, and convenient.
Cashless SKN is our new lifestyle choice. National Bank, always here.
Hospital's Value Mart IGA Value Club Christmas specials from November 18th to December 1st. Quaker granola bars, $9.99. Essential everyday oil spray, $7.99. Essential everyday barbecue sauces, $5.99. Almond breeze milk and creamers, $12.99. Essential everyday fries, $11.99. IGA or essential everyday salad dressings, $6.99. And now, our very low weekly value deals. Skippy peanut butter, $12.99. Post honey bunches of oat cereals, $9.99. Dole juices, $11.99. VO5 shampoo and conditioner, $4.79. IGA or essential everyday waffles, $8.39. Boost nutritional drinks, $7.99. Shop smart, shop value mart. Sea listo y haga sus compras aquí a Value Mart.
And we're moving now to news on the regional scene. Mining Minister Robert Montague has lauded Jamaica Bauxite Mining Limited for their innovation and investment in education that's expected to shape the future of the service industry. This, as he notes, thousands of jobs will be provided in short order in the sector, and even more opportunities are being mined in the medium to long term. Here's more.
Being Jamaica's largest foreign exchange earner, the mining industry aims to spread its impact on the country's sustainable development. The Jamaica Bauxite Mining Limited announced the official opening of its new building on Friday in St. Mary. Speaking at the ceremony, Minister of Transport and Mining Robert Montague says the business of the JBM is larger than many know.
The JBM facilitated 3 interns and 30 summer workers over the period in all areas of the operations, some of whom were kept on for formal employment. As a result, many have gained something worth much more than cash, and they have also gained long-lasting relationships and influences that will no doubt help towards shaping the next steps in their lives.
JBM Managing Director Donna Marie Ho notes that there have been partnerships with private sector and government entities that will provide 1,000 jobs. Minister Montague says educational institutes will prove more critical in a bid to industrialize mining.
We have also partnered with UTEC to offer a degree in mines and quarry development, and it is oversubscribed. So as time goes on, we will be lifting the standards within the mining industry, because a lot of people in Jamaica believe when you say mining, they automatically think of bauxite.
The minister says mining is an industrial revolution expected to shape the future, adding that the lands available after mining will be used for a castor oil project. He says the deal has already been signed with a biodiesel company that supplies the JUTC with fuel.
The mineral oil they use is castor oil that they actually import from India. And we can grow castor oil right here in Jamaica. So what we are moving to do is to plant up a lot of these reclaimed land with castor oil and sell it to this company, process it and sell it.
Javine McLean, CVM Live.
Antigua and Barbuda's government has launched a composting project to reduce the production of persistent organic pollutants, or POPs. ABS's Jessica Russell has more on the story.
A composting pilot project has been launched right here at the Cook's landfill. This is how green waste will be treated once it arrives at the Cook's sanitary landfill. It's a part of a pilot project paid for by the Global Environment Facility to reduce unintentionally produced persistent organic pollutants emissions. National Solid Waste Management Authority Manager Darrell Spencer says turning the waste into compost is advanced waste management.
This is discontinuing the practice of dumping and recognize that there is value to some of this raw material that comes to Cook's landfill.
This is how the program will work.
Raw material from our beautification program, our roadside cleaning program, will now be diverted to this area where the larger trunks will be shredded, and then we will construct windrow piles like we see here behind us.
The compost will go through a process and then be tested by the Department of Analytical Services for approval. Dr. Linroy Christian heads that department and is also the focal point for the Stockholm Convention, a global treaty to protect human health from the effects of organic pollutants.
The methane that is generated from the decomposition of organic waste. It's 80 times worse than carbon dioxide in deteriorating our ozone layer. And is responsible for the ground level production of ozone that destroys your lungs.
The project was facilitated by the Basel Convention Regional Center for Training and Technology Transfer for the Caribbean. Brian McCarthy, the BCRC's consultant on the program, says separating green waste from others is necessary to ensure it can be turned into compost.
The typical load of green waste as it arrives is full of plastics and other contaminants, which means these guys have to spend more than half their time extracting that plastic. And with 102 tons of green waste arriving per day, they just cannot keep up with that influx.
The NSWMA manager says this is what will happen once the compost is made.
The first few bags or packs of compost will be given to our partners so that we can test it, we can try it out, and then thereafter we'll make it available to the public at a very reasonable cost.
Jessica Russell, ABS News.
Coming up, 3 men found guilty of murder in Abri shooting. International news is next.
Imagine having the luxury of putting all your trust in one insurance company and being able to enjoy a life to the fullest without having to worry. Well, don't imagine. National Caribbean Insurance is here to take care of all your insurance needs. Insure your life, vehicle, boat, home, belongings, and your future. At NCI, we make it our business to ensure that you enjoy every stage in life. We serve, we protect, we satisfy. That's NCI.
It's time to do better. Beacon's Be Better Group Health Plan now offers new and improved options that make health insurance affordable for small to medium businesses. Good medical cover gives you a competitive edge and takes care of the people that take care of your business. Get a better plan to build a better business. Call us at 465-3333 or log on to beacon.co.tt for more info today.
Welcome back. 3 white men were found guilty of murder and other charges on Wednesday for the pursuit and fatal shooting of Ahmaud Arbery, a 25-year-old black man, in a case that, together with the killing of George Floyd, helped inspire the racial justice protest of last year. The 3 defendants, Travis McMichael, 35, his father Gregory McMichael, 65, and their neighbor William Bryant, 52, face sentences of up to life in prison for the state crimes. The men have also been indicted on separate federal charges, including hate crimes and attempted kidnapping, and are expected to stand trial in February on those charges. South Korea is reporting record highs in the number of new COVID-19 cases and critically ill patients after easing restrictions on movements earlier this month. Nearly 80% of the population has received anti-coronavirus inoculations. Health officials say that may be due to waning immunity among those who received the jab and are considering reimposing social movement curbs. Al Jazeera's Florence Louis reports.
The South Korean government eased COVID-19 restrictions less than a month ago. But on Wednesday, officials say they may consider reimposing some rules. The number of new cases and seriously ill patients is rising across the country. Daily infections reached a record 4,100 on Tuesday, and nearly 70% of beds in intensive care units are now occupied.
유행이 증가하면서
A major factor that has contributed to the increasing number of cases and that has made the hospital bed utilization rate a bit worse is the increasing number of infections in the elderly.
Senior citizens were the first to be inoculated earlier this year, and health officials say part of the reason infections are rising is because their immunity is waning. The government says it will give them booster shots.
What the government is trying to do at this point is to expand the deployment of booster shots, especially among the most vulnerable, as quickly as possible. They're increasing testing, especially in congregate residential settings, such as nursing homes and long-term care facilities.
Officials are also conducting test and trace operations after more than 200 people tested positive for COVID-19 at a church in the city of Cheonan.
아침에 중대본에서 천안시
In the morning, the Central Disaster and Safety Countermeasure Headquarters reported that around 91.4% of the confirmed cases from Cheonan were unvaccinated.
The increase in infections so soon after restrictions were lifted will be a blow to many. But although the number's rising, there's some relief that at about 35 a day, the number of deaths remains relatively low. Florence Louis, Al Jazeera.
Up next in sports, new president of Tobago's track and field committee appointed, and footballer Karim Benzema guilty in sex tape blackmail scandal. Stay with us.
Imagine having the luxury of putting all your trust in one insurance company and being able to enjoy a life to the fullest without having to worry. Well, don't imagine. National Caribbean Insurance is here to take care of all your insurance needs. Insure your life, vehicle, boat, home, belongings, and your future. At NCI, we make it our business to ensure that you enjoy every stage in life. We serve, we protect, we satisfy. That's NCI.
First up in sports, Kyle Joseph has been recently appointed head of the Tobago Track and Field Committee, and the new president says he wants to ensure the island's athletes be the best they can be by not having to worry about what is needed to make the team world-class. TTT News with this report.
Now, Kyle Joseph has been recently appointed head of the Tobago Track and Field Committee, and the new president says he wants to ensure the island's athletes be the best they can be by not having to worry about what they need to make them world-class.
Joseph will spearhead the operations of track and field on the sister isle for the next 2 years, and one of his goals is to ensure Tobago athletes don't have to worry about their training needs.
Some of my goals actually is to get it back up to a disciplinary a part where athletes could actually train, don't have an excuse to say that it doesn't have a ground, to proper facilities, stuff like that really.
He says he would like to also use the influence of current and the former prominent Tobago athletes to help raise the standard of the sport on the island.
With Simoy or with Kellyanne, one of the things is training local base, and that's what me and Simoy is doing. We're trying to train local base. We're trying to create an elite program. I wouldn't say something like Jamaica, but trying to get local athletes coming from here, because most of our athletes, foreign-based athletes, are trained abroad, and the kids doesn't really have nothing to look up to. So the word Simoy Hackett on the streets will be a good thing for the kids to really look up to get motivated to move forward or try to even make an Olympic or World Championship.
Joseph was happy to see track and field action back on the track at the Dwight York Stadium in Tobago, especially for the young athletes.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing for the kids, because since the pandemic, before the pandemic, the kids didn't get to compete. Even the last time the kids compete, I think, was at the primary school level. And it's a good eye-opener for the kids to really come out and do something, be active, because majority of the kids are just home not doing anything.
Jovan Ravello, TTT Sport.
French footballer Karim Benzema has received a 1-year suspended prison sentence, as was also fined over a sex tape blackmail trial. More in this Euronews report.
Real Madrid striker Karim Benzema has been found guilty of complicity in the attempted blackmail of his former France international teammate Mathieu Valbuena over a sex tape. Benzema has been given a 1-year suspended prison sentence and a €75,000 fine. He wasn't in court in Versailles this morning when the verdict and the sentence were announced, but his lawyers said he would appeal against what they called an unjust verdict. Benzema denies any wrongdoing, but he's been convicted of helping blackmailers approach Valbuena in 2015 and demand €25,000 in return for not making the sex tape public. Benzema won't be jailed unless he commits another offence, because the sentence is suspended, but today's verdict delivers a severe blow to his reputation.
And that's it for sports. When we come back, we'll have another look at the stories that made the headlines.
Whether you're at home or abroad, ZIZ's social media platforms help you stay connected with what's going on in St. Kitts and Nevis. Keep up with daily events by liking our Facebook page. Follow us on Twitter at ZBC Online. Like our pictures on Instagram and subscribe to our videos on YouTube. Also, you can watch us live on the ZIZ mobile app and our website, zizonline.com. No matter where you are, ZIZ is just a click away. ZIZ Broadcasting Corporation, reaching you wherever you are.
And we're wrapping up with a recap of the top stories. Prime Minister announces proposed plans for relaxation of health measures. Carnival Committee announces ticket prices. And Tourism CEO explains protocols for heavy cruise ship days. And that's the end of the ZIZ Channel 5 Newscast. Thank you for joining us. I'm Kyla Berridge. Bye.